Lycoris Recoil is an anime from the studio A1 Pictures. You might know them for one of their literally hundreds of shows like Sword Art Online, Your Lie in April, Erased, The Seven Deadly Sins, or Blue Exorcist. Lycoris Recoil was directed by Shingo Adachi. This is their first time in the director's seat, but they've been chief animation director on other projects like Galil Dana, Working, and Sword Art Online. Lycoris Recoil is an anime original, but the script and original idea was apparently created by Asaura. They've done the story for about 10 different manga, their most popular work outside of Lycoris Recoil being Bento, a manga that came out in 2008 and was turned into an anime in 2011. It seems they've been out of the industry for a bit. The last thing accredited to them was the story for a manga called, I'm gonna butcher this, Tinso Kimi ga te ni suru ore no ex machina. Actually, I did pretty good. It's possible that he's actually still writing the story for one of these listed manga, but they're so unpopular on the MyAnimeList website that the site isn't even sure if they've stopped being serialized. Lycoris Recoil starts us off with one of our main characters, Takina Inoue. Why would you have 3 vowels in a row? That's a travesty. She's a licorice, a secret agent of high school age that blends into society by pretending to be a high schooler. She and her team are in a firefight after attempting to bust an arms deal. One of her teammates gets taken hostage and Takina saves her by lighting up her captors with a .50 caliber machine gun against orders from a commanding officer. Hoorah! This earns her a transfer from headquarters to what I would call a satellite organization. I forget what it's exactly called. LycoReco, I think, though that might just be the name of the cafe that they use as their base of operations. Upon arriving, she meets her new partner, Chisato Nishikigi. What follows is several stories of these two going about their daily lives of executing Hitman-style missions. Takina is more focused, a real type A personality, while Chisato is more carefree and easygoing. There is a lot of mystery around the origins of the licorices, the society at large, several other organizations, and multiple characters. I'd say a lot of the enjoyment in this show comes from the fun and interesting interactions between characters, the exciting action, and slowly learning more while the show drip feeds us information about various mysteries. Alright, so I like to analyze the meta-narratives when I talk about a show. But Lycoris Recoil is so full of mysteries that drip feed you information that it is difficult to piece many parts of the main story together, let alone a comprehensive meta-narrative. But I think I found something of note. So Chisato has such good eyesight and instincts that she can literally dodge bullets by observing precise movements and predicting the bullet's trajectory. Sounds like it probably wouldn't work in real life, but it's pretty cool to watch. Unfortunately, she has a heart condition that will likely end her life before she reaches adulthood. Her instructor, Mika, approaches a lover of his, Mr. Yoshi, who's from a mysterious organization called the Allen Institute, who are devoted to helping talented people reach their full potential. Mr. Yoshi agrees to supply Chisato with a new advanced heart to save her life, with the understanding that Mika will raise her to be an advanced killing machine. Chisato, through just some gut feeling, somehow figures out that Mr. Yoshi is the one to save her, and ironically vows to never kill anyone. After all, her life has been saved. How could she take another? Mika raises Chisato with all the skills of a hitman, but indulges her wish not to kill. He gives her non-lethal ammunition. This displeases Mr. Yoshi. The perfect hitman kills. To him, Chisato is not using her talents to the fullest potential, and so he sabotages her heart and has the only viable replacement replace his heart. The only way to save Chisato is to basically kill Mr. Yoshi and take the heart. Chisato denies this, but Mika, being Chisato's surrogate father, secretly kills Mr. Yoshi in a tearful moment where the two discuss how they were like parents to her. Mika and Yoshi are kinda like parents. They sorta represent ideas that are often associated with parents. Mika wants to let Chisato grow like a wild vine. She'll grow wherever she pleases. He'll water her, give her advice, and keep her from danger. But when it comes down to it, he doesn't decide what Chisato does with her life. Chisato does. Mr. Yoshi wants Chisato to grow like a bonsai tree. She'll grow where he thinks is best for her to. He'll water her, give her advice, keep her from danger, but when it comes down to it, she doesn't get to decide. He does. Well, kinda. He doesn't feel like he's made the choice. Nature made the choice when it created a girl that can dodge bullets. He feels like he's just playing out what must be done for that talent to come to its fullest potential. Mika and Yoshi represent different balances of nature and nurture. Mika wants to have a very minimal interference, only helping her grow where her nature guides her. Mr. Yoshi sees nature on a more meta level than Chisato's desires. Thus, he wants to help nature grow where it guides him to, ironically leading him to hoping that she is nurtured into a killing machine rather than letting her own nature guide her way. It's just a strange and subversive look at nature versus nurture. Mika kinda represents the ideal balance, where Mr. Yoshi kinda represents the worst of both worlds. He sees the chaotic indifference of nature give Chisato an amazing ability that he hopes will be subverted with the overbearing hand of nurture to guide Chisato down her destined path of cold-blooded killer. This is also very much a story of individualism in many regards. Chisato's own personal individual nature trumps what her nature gave her and what her nurture expects from her. Mr. Yoshi's relationship with Chisato is also very reminiscent of a parental figure who isn't a big part of your life. For example, your parents get divorced and maybe you stay with your mom, and your dad, you only see him on the weekends. Your mom takes care of you mostly. But your dad has like these lofty ideals and ideas of what you need to become, despite barely kind of being there in your life at all. And then it comes to this climactic point where he's doing this dramatic shit. And it's like, well, maybe if you were just involved in my life early on, this wouldn't be happening, and I would have been the person you wanted me to be. As always, I recommend this anime if it sounds interesting to you, particularly if you're a fan of gun girl shows. This has a lot of that. I don't think I like this show as much as other people. It was good, but I wasn't a huge fan of the pace of the story and a bunch of the content. I mean, I felt like the show had like 7 climaxes in its last couple of episodes, which waters them down a bit for me. Your 7th climax in like 30 minutes isn't usually gonna hold as much weight as your first. I didn't love this show, but it was quality for what it was trying to do. I'm honestly nitpicking with the climaxes. I'm sure there's people out there that think this show is amazing, and I'm sure it is for them. For me, I'm just more of a rom-com guy. I mean, just look at my name. Let's look at some comments from older videos. John Johnson says, I must say, as someone who can't speak Japanese in any way, you nailed that pronunciation. Thank you, John. I'm glad to have someone with your reputation and expertise acknowledge my accomplishments. Heavenly Hover in EUC says, lol, glad that marriage doesn't mean you totally give up on love. That's right, Heavenly Hover. Never give up on love. Khalil Vaquero, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, says, I'm sorry. The intro is hilarious. Good editing, dude. No need to apologize. Please, compliment me more. In all seriousness, thank you. I did spend a bit longer in Premiere Pro on that video than I normally do, and I'm glad someone appreciates it. Peekaboo says, the editing in this video is everything, which I think is a compliment. It's times like these, the English language really confuses me. Like, I'm pretty sure that's a compliment, but I don't know why. If it's everything, does that mean my writing was like nothing? I don't think they mean that, but, well, you know, I don't really want to jump down a language rabbit hole right now. I've been Roman Romantic. I'll see y'all next time.